Hi, I'm Sheila Singam of Human Equation, and today I've got another special guest, June Hamid, founder of the Women's Innovation Empowerment Network. You might know it better as WIEN. Thank you for being with us here today, June.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you for having me, and I'm really humbled.
It's our pleasure. So, June, can you just explain to us what WIEN is all about and what made you set it up?
So 2 years ago, January 2018, an epiphany at 2 a.m. when I decided that I thought I would like a very creative, safe sanctuary or space for like-minded people. So at that moment, I had looked at a majority women-centric space, but as you know, it's evolved. It is now very diverse. We're very inclusive. We have men and so on. It was coming from a point where I just love going to bazaars and listening to cottage industry entrepreneurs. You know, they've got fantastic backgrounds, ideas, innovations. And so I think we started with about 11 members. So around May 2018, we had about 800 members. And I thought it's about time to do something for the platform, which is host a bazaar. So, I basically got my aunt's or my cousin's house in Damansara Heights. We had about 26 vendors, and we had it like one of those Tupperware parties from the past. And it was really successful. We had 300 over people coming in supporting these members, and that was the beginning of it. Now it's basically 14 plus pop-up gatherings and more. And bazaars, of course, and it's really come full circle.
It's interesting, right? Sometimes you create something and then you look back and be like, did I really do that? Quite an amazing achievement with 29,000 members. So we are now in lockdown. Obviously, everyone is facing challenges all over. What are some of the challenges you have encountered with the platform during this MCO?
So basically, coming from a research and development background, I find that there's patterns of interesting behavior. So people are veering more towards essentials, delivery, food delivery, and they're putting aside some of the non-essentials, of which we have something like nearly 600 over sellers on our platform. So I've noticed diversification, and I find there's always this out-of-the-box thinking that happens. So we've got people who are doing Zumba or something related to fitness and now going into food and bringing up old recipes from their family and then jazzing it up with fusion. It's very interesting. And so I think now, even with the Ramadan bazaars, which are now all online, I have really looked at, together with the team, when I say there's actually a team. I have 4 moderators who help me out a lot. So even our moderator group is very Mohiba, who is representative of all the cultures and so on our platform. And so it's very interesting how we run ourselves very democratically. And then here we have this innovative space of creation, innovation, and it's really empowering for me and I think everyone else. So I'm very excited that I've noticed that people have taken disruption and become more empowered as a result of it. So that's a fantastic takeaway.
Yeah, I think that's actually something that everyone has been encountering. So what are some strategies that you have put in place to assist in all of your members other than the bazaar?
So we've got a few, I would say, initiatives, in terms of it being strategic, of course, and it's very focused on encouraging the buy, sell, and also entrepreneur zeal of the members. Firstly, we've got this Muhiba Eye Fiesta campaign running from the 10th of April until the 23rd of May. And in there, really looked at some ideas of innovating on offering Ramadan-focused food. And then we've also got some collaborative programs. I really like to see sellers connect with each other and bundle up offers and some value discounts. And then we've just launched yesterday the WIEN Delivery Angels, and it's basically a registry of at least 26 and now more people who are focused on both being a seller and also delivering on behalf of sellers and buyers. This seller registry, which is going to be launched, I think, in the next few days. I'm just looking at the numbers. It's very, very interesting. About nearly 600 plus sellers have registered. Wow. And this is more to protect the buyers on the platform. If they wanted to buy, they can just refer to this registry. And of course, if there's non-compliance for some of the sellers, we remove them. And so it becomes some sort of check and balances in this, selling experience. But what it is, as you know, the whole platform is free. So it's really me encouraging and everyone to be a buyer beware, to be informed and understand the way of checking on reviews and backgrounds. And I think that onus still falls back on the buyer to make the best decision when it comes to whether they want to purchase something. Because I'm always a big believer of when you make a decision, you have to own the consequences. So that's the main thing about how one conducts yourself on the platform itself.
Thank you. That was really brilliant. Many of your members have, as you mentioned earlier, experienced a slowdown, a stagnation. Some are migrated to other sorts of businesses, showing incredible innovation. Yeah. What advice do you have to offer not just your platform members, but other small entrepreneurs like this at this time?
I think what I've always maintained, and I like to look at the analogy of managing self, managing others, managing the business. And I feel that first and foremost, you've got to really understand what you can offer, understand your strengths and your potential and your talent, and then build on that. And I think, hold yourself to very high standards because you're the one who's going to be out there projecting whatever product and service you'll be offering. After that, you've done that, you can only move to managing others, which is really your buyers and your suppliers and those you collaborate with. So you've got to have a really strong grounding foundation of what is your objective before you go to the next level. And then I think having a very big positive idea about financial and business acumen. You've got to know how to run the business in such a way that it's financially viable, seek to educate yourself, get informed, network, derive concrete information from verified sources about how to improve and be successful. A sense of curiosity coupled with innovation, to me, is truly empowering. So that has to be the underlying pattern throughout these three areas. So, I think that would be the advice I can give everyone from a buying and selling perspective also.
Thank you so much, June, for that valuable insight and sharing. I'm sure it's going to be really, really useful to your platform members and other entrepreneurs. Thank you for being with us. You've been listening to 7 Minutes with Sheila Singam featuring June Hamid, founder of WIEN.